Hey, Mike.
What's up, squad?
All right.
Stop. I do shower, guys. I promise you. Just not today. I feel like the old heads that are here, though, have heard me say that more than once. But I do swear eventually. All right, I'll get these things out so it's not bothering me. Ricky, man, real shame about the Lions. The boys could have won the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm already over it, mate.
Yeah, sorry. I don't mean to.
Football
bring it
won.
up.
I think best team won. What can I say?
It's crazy. All right.
I mean, they only let up one goal the whole tournament.
It's unreal. By the way, can you guys hear? Because the cleaners are here. Do you guys hear like a vacuum going crazy?
No.
You do hear the vacuum going? Oh, you don't hear it. Okay, cool.
No, sounds good.
Sweet. Sounds good. All right. Today, what I want to do is I'm going to give you guys a script, and we're going to work on this together.
Okay.
So what I'll do is I'm going to talk through this about why we're doing the things that we're doing. We can make some edits to this, and I'm going to leave. I just added put a little thing in my Claude of like, hey, can you turn this into a thing here so you can generate your own call doc. So if you like what we talk about today, I'm not some fancy AI guy, but you can see how simple this was. I was like, can you create a quick app that allows me to type in the company's website, maybe a couple other pieces of critical information, and then creates a call doc using this framework. And so it's in here. So yeah, let's try this. So let's see how it does. But I'm going to talk to you about this superscript. This script is working for me, but it's really just me-ified. So I want to tell you some of the math behind this, okay? And I'd like my take for you guys would be to rewrite this for your own world. None of this will work perfectly everywhere, okay? Now we talked before. There's two things that we talked about before that are in here: the emotional mirroring and the big fear in the last two calls, actually. So the emotional mirroring is where someone's like, why am I'm talking to you because I want to lose weight, and we then mirror it, but we like magnify it. It should be called emotional magnifying. So I'm like, oh my God, you want to lose weight? I totally get it. Every single morning you look in the mirror being like, what the fuck? Why do I look this way? I don't picture myself this way. You go to your closet and you're like trying to grab t-shirts, but suddenly the XLs don't fit anymore. And you're like, what the hell am I going to wear to that wedding I have in a couple of weeks? So you make it more real and you magnify that. The other thing we talked about, I think this was not last week because I was puking last week. I was on vacation last week and then puking. But the week before is the big fear. So what we're doing here, this is basically the challenger sale, the crux of it, which is to say, you're saying the problem is X, the problem is actually Y. So in the challenger sale, or let me give this here example. Hey, you're saying that the problem is you need to lose weight. The real thing that we're trying to do here is make sure that you're alive for your kids. Or you think that the solution is you need to cut your calories. The real problem is your motivation to do it consistently. So I take what the customer is saying and I say, like, you're wrong. It's this thing over here. And when you do that, then the customer feels like, oh, this person knows more than me. They're correct. And they sort of like just pulled my pants down and showed like the reality of what's happening. I'm now open to hearing what it is that they sell. In the challenger sale book, for example, if you want to know what their example is, this was a dental equipment company. So they sold like whatever, scalpels, drills, whatever dentists use. And they were, when they were going to dentist office, and they were like, yo, our dental shit is dope. It feels good. It's like light. It's cool. People were like, yeah, it's nice to have. I don't need it. So instead what they would do is they'd go to companies and they'd be like, how's the business going? The business is going fine. You know, we want to be doing better or whatever, but you know, whatever. And they would say things like, you know, the problem with your business is
too hot to carry.
Whoever that was, you throw yourself on mute. The problem, what they would say is, the problem isn't you're not doing enough marketing. The problem isn't you don't have nice equipment. The problem isn't all good. The problem isn't whatever you just said. The problem is your retention of your staff. When you have good staff, people like to work with you. And we know that a lot of times the reason that, 87% of the time when staff quit, it's because like their hands hurt. So we actually created the dental equipment that makes their hands hurt less, which allows you to have good staff, which is what's going to change your business. That's like the challenger sale. Okay. All right. So now let's look at the math here. So this opener. So when I start the call, I'm like, what's up? And I'll be like, hey, I bring up the fact that this is a sales call quickly. This is also, I've seen this true for, well, I don't want to say that out loud because it makes me feel like I'm a dirtbag, but I'm not. I'm married and not doing pickup stuff. But I've seen this true when you're talking to people at a bar or whatever. If you're like, hey, what's up? Yeah, no, I just thought your bag was cute. And like, that's cool. Now you're like friend zoning yourself because you're not making making it clear what you're looking for. So you want to be like, hey, like, it's cute. Like, I'd love to see it at my place one day, or I'd love to, I don't know, go on a date with you or something. It makes it clear that your intentions are and want to go on a date. So it adjusts the conversation. Here in a sales call, if I'm like, hey man, I'm just here to make sure you find the right tool for whatever it is you're looking to do. That's actually not true. First of all, it's a lie. So it's annoying. And even though it feels like we're being nice, they know it's a lie. But if we're like, hey man, glad we're on this call today. What I want to do in this call, I want to give you, this is mine. I want to give you advice on leadership. Ultimately, I have a financial incentive to get you to buy my program. That said, my thought on it is this. If I give you some really good advice today and you get a great experience with me, either A, you're going to want to sign up, or B, you're going to want to tell somebody else to sign up. So that's what we're going to do today. And if you do want to sign up, that's great. About 30% of people who do talk to me end up not wanting to sign up. It's not the right time, but the other 70% do. Fair enough. Fair if we jump in. So this is I'm sort of sterilizing this for you guys a little bit here, but I'm letting them know it's a sales call up front. I'm letting them know what the agenda is up front, and that ultimately I want them to buy. So in your world, this might be like, hey, I'm glad we're getting a chance to connect. I know you sent in a demo request, or I know that you were open to take a call with me. Ultimately, I want to make sure that I can show you what it is that we have, and I have an incentive to get you to want to buy it. But I don't know if it's the right fit. So what I want to do today is figure out what it is that you guys are doing, see if we're the right fit. And if we are, awesome. And if we're not, I'll send you, I'll probably push you in another direction, let you know like what kind of tools might be the right fit for you. Fair enough? Cool. Let's jump in. Sound good? Cool. Let's jump in. So get rid of what I'm recommending here in particular at the top of the hour is remove the whole, like, I'm just here to make sure you find the right tool, because it actually makes them put their guard up, because it'd be like somebody walking up to let's say like at the car lot and going like, hey man, not trying to sell you any cars, just here to make sure you make the right choice. Your immediate reaction is, this is a lying salesperson. I should keep my guard up. Whereas if that same person was like, hey man, what's going on? Hope you get yourself in a Land Rover today. If you don't, I'll send you in the right way. But obviously I want you to buy one of these things. Now I'm like, guard down. This guy's up front. I can be up front. By the way, stop me at any point in time for like pushback, comments, clarity, or to be like, Mike, you're taking too much time in this. Keep going forward, whatever. So that's the opener. Simple why. Everybody has some version of this. Why are we talking today? So something I like to do, this is my personality, is instead of just like, hey, why are we talking today? Is I'll be like, hey man, you could be anywhere. You're busy as hell and you're hanging out with me for a half hour, some random dude that you saw online. What's going on? That's got you to say, hey, I'm going to put down Slack. I'm going to put down my email. I'm going to hang out with this guy I saw on social. So I kind of make a little bit of a joke about it. This would be, I would use this with people who are extroverted in particular. But it might, if I think this person is very introverted, I might just say, all right, why don't we jump in? What made you want to get on a call with me today? What made you open to take a call with me today? What's top of mind right now that made you say, you know what, I'll jump on a call with me? Hey, when you saw the invite and it said that you're meeting with me, you obviously had the option of canceling or joining. You decided to join. What was on your mind? Open-ended question, right? This is when I do the emotional mirror, or emotional magnification, I should call this. This is where I'm going to be like, dude, totally hear what you're saying. That sounds really frustrating. And I'm going to try to repeat what they're saying to me in bigger terms and in wider stakes. Let me say it that way. So if someone's like, yeah, I want to get better at leadership. So I'm not just going to say like, oh, I totally get it. It's so frustrating when you're not better at leadership. I'm going to say, I totally get it. It's so frustrating when you're not better at leadership. And now I'm going to go wide. I'm going to think about other things that this impacts. And it's like every morning you're looking at your Slacks and you got 100 more Slacks you got to answer. Then you got different meetings with your boss, and your boss is asking you to be more strategic. And you're like, I don't even know what that is like. And then your team is telling you to train them more, but you don't have time because you're working with the worst rep all the time and never spending any time with the top rep. Because meanwhile, your top rep is bitching at you all the time because they need you to do things that are not like allowed in the company, but they think it's okay. So I'm magnifying what they said, which is I want to be better at leadership. And I'm like, okay, here's 4, 5, 6 things that I know you want to not happen if you say I want to be better at leadership. And I'm going to say them more intensely. So if it was like, hey, I want, we're always looking at different ways to make better marketing collateral. Totally. I get that. You want it's so frustrating when you're spending 100 hours on stuff sometimes and people aren't using it. And then you're getting calls from the sales department saying, how can we, can update this deck for me? And you're like, why are you using that deck in the first place? And then you're getting notes from the CEO saying, how come someone's not following guidelines that you created? And you did, even though you did create them. So now people are looking at you like you're messing up when it was nothing to do with you. That's so frustrating. So I'm going more intense and more wide. So my first thing for you guys to think about today, and this emotional mirroring is, in your world, and I'm asking this question out loud to anybody. In your world, what you sell, what is the initial sort of pain or reason someone says that they took a call?
Their current vendor is doing things too last minute, and it's causing a lot of dread.
Cool.
For them.
So
scrambling and anxiety.
Got it. So can you tell me now, so that he does translation services, for those that don't know, what are the ways that will like show itself? Like what are the things for that person or that company? What are the things that suck as a result of their current vendor doing things last minute?
Since it's usually healthcare, I'll usually put a way that we helped another client. So like this child.
No.
Nope.
I'm not asking that actually.
Okay.
Saying more like, these people, like you're super in this world. So I'm like, if you had that job of the person that you're talking to says that, and you were like, oh my God, our fucking translation person, whatever, is last minute all the time. What are the things that would like piss you off? How would that show itself in your organization? Like, so for example, I said before, like I'm pissed off that my leadership skills are not good. Okay. I now know if your leadership skills are not good, that means that you're probably getting yelled at by your boss. You're probably getting yelled at by your team. You're probably not getting promoted because you're not seeing as strategic. You have you're going home every day feeling frustrated because you don't know what to do. So I know those things to be true. If you tell me this, like, what are the other inferences of truth that you could pull if someone were to say, yeah, our guy's like always last minute?
A top-notch surgeon got very upset and embarrassed me and my team in front of us.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. What else? Give me one more.
A mother of a sick kid couldn't understand what the doctor was trying to tell her.
Awesome. So I'm going to be like, hey man, why did we get a call today? Yeah, like our current vendor kind of sometimes they're last minute. Oh my God, I totally get that. There's nothing more frustrating than where you're just trying to get the translations done so you can go do your job. And I don't know if you've ever had this happen, but like, never mind the times that your random surgeon is now screaming at you because they can't figure out what the hell to do and they're on the clock. Never mind what the hospital director is thinking. And then the mother is also looking to you going, what's going on? And she can't get this stuff for her son. And you're just like, I'm trying to solve this problem, but like the people are sick and frustrated, and they're all frustrated with you because one guy is last minute. That's frustrating. I don't want that happening. So that's what I want to do. I don't want to go directly into, hey, like we've actually seen that too, and here's what we've done. I want to first paint this picture so they're like, you totally get me. Yes. The pain that I feel when I'm talking to my friends is not, oh man, it was really annoying. I was in the hospital today and the translator was late. They go to their friends and they go, dude, I had the fucking worst day. Fucking surgeon was screaming at me. Why was the surgeon screaming at me? Because the translator was late. So you want to say the thing. So my push to you guys today, I want to speed up here for time. I'm realizing how slow I'm going, is to write down for yourself, what are the top 3 things that are the reason somebody is like, yeah, I'm on the call because X. And then what are the top 2 or 3 stories, painful things will have that you can infer are true if those things were to happen? I'm on a call today because I want to lose weight. Cool. You probably hate the way you look, are seeing bad numbers from your doctor, and your parents are bitching at you about your health and your clothes don't fit. I want to get a better mortgage rate. Cool. You're probably stressed about how much money you guys are going to have, trying to make sure that you can get the house you're trying to buy, and having to compete with boomers on it, and worried that you don't know how much it's going to cost, whatever house you get. Go down that list. And those are the things you want to state back. Not just, I hear you, totally summarize. It's, I hear you, totally summarize and magnify. You guys with me so far? Cool. All right. So then we want to go to the big fear. So what we want to say here is the problem isn't blank. It's blank. And we want to elevate the problem. So the next thing on your piece of paper, if you're taking notes here, would be if those things are true, the mother is bitching them about their weight, their shirts aren't fitting, whatever. What is the ultimate problem? So the ultimate problem here in that world is like, just being healthy. Or the ultimate problem is having a vendor you can trust. The ultimate problem is ease of use. That's one way to look at the big fear. What is the ultimate problem? The other way to look at it is, what is the ultimate gap? What is the ultimate gap to the solution of the problem? So for example, I want to lose weight or whatever. It's like, the problem isn't losing weight. The problem is keeping it off. Like, the gap isn't going to be in like whether you are or are not healthy, whether you are or you get healthy. The gap is if you stay healthy. Or the problem is not having a provider who's on time. The problem is having a provider who's consistently on time. Or the problem isn't having a provider who's on time. The problem is having a provider who's on time and accurate and knows multiple languages. This is an opportunity for you to basically stack the differentiators of your business. So for example, for me, I'm a sales leader coach, sales coach. Anybody can be that sales leader coach or sales coach. So when I, in my program, I offer three things. I have basically time with me, training, and templates. So when I talk to someone, they're going to say, my pains are I'm a bad manager and I want to be a better manager or whatever. And I'm like, oh my God, I totally get it. That means that your boss is yelling at you and this is happening and all this shit sucks and you're frustrated and all of that. I totally get that, man. The problem isn't, do you know what to do? There's enough information out there for you to know how to be a good manager. That's not the problem. The problem is, do you know what to do? Have someone to bounce that idea off of, or can you do it fast? If you don't have those three things, it all doesn't work. You can read the book, now you can't go fast. You can have a friend, but they don't have all the information. You have the templates, but you don't know how to use them. But when you have all of these things, which you eventually will have when you're 45, 50 years old, then you can actually do well. But why are we waiting? So what I'm doing here is I'm showing them, not only is their problem terrible, because I just showed them how big the problem is by being like, oh my God, all this shit sucks. But they're actually not even looking at the bigger problem, which is the solution they think is hire another vendor, get another trainer, whatever, because it's missing a big gap. And on top of it being so bad, the problem is actually something even bigger, being healthy, moving up in their career, whatever. It's always going to be one of those two things. I think I might be losing some of you guys because I'm getting a little bit like high level here and not talking like tactical, but I'm either going to say, do you want to lose weight? Yes. Or you want to lose weight? Great. The problem isn't whether you're going to lose weight. The problem is that you want to make sure that you're healthy. Or I'm going to go, you want to lose weight? Totally get it. Yes. The problem is you think you have to lose weight. The problem is you have to actually lose weight and keep the weight off and stay motivated. And if you don't have all three, you're fucked. Okay. That's the big fear. Okay. Now, this one I find to be a real heavy hitter. So now I say some version of, hey, let's fast forward 6 months, a year, whatever. Things are still the way that they are today. What do you think will have caused that to happen? Knowing your business, let's fast forward. You're still having that problem. Let's fast forward. Your boss is still saying let's fast forward. That marketing collateral is still not being used by everybody. What do you think would cause nothing to have changed? This is where they typically will tell you like all of the shit that sucks. So they'll be like, probably like my boss didn't fucking approve any budget, or I didn't, our leaders didn't like it, or this is where they get frustrated because you basically are like, this sucks. They're like, I know. And you're like, and this is the real problem. They're like, fuck, man, you're right. And then you go, what, if this didn't work, if you never solved this, what would have happened? They're like, the general nonverbal you get is this, like, I really fucking hope it doesn't. So now they're sort of future state feeling this negativity. Now, here's what I do. At this moment, I come in as the hero. I give advice. My product, essentially, is advice, right? So that's why I give advice. Your product would be a demo. Cool. Let me tell you about what it is that we can do. Here's how it works, okay? So this is the demo portion. You then say, like, here's the savior to all the problems we just talked about. What I like to do at this point, too, is turn this from, like, here's this product that's, like, over there, to I will go, here's this product that's over here, here's this demo or whatever, and then I take a quarter step in. Why don't we lay it out plain? So the way this would work would be like, what day is today? It's the 21st. So like in the next week or two, we would audit your business. We'd figure out what the challenges are. By the middle of August, we would have all of your translations done. And then come September, like your whole team is in place, and you wouldn't have that problem anymore. So now I've just turned like this thing that's over here into like, I'm kind of putting it in your driveway, quarter step showing them the plan, how we'd laid out. And then I go for this, like a couple different closes. If we did this next couple of weeks, we did whatever. In the next 2 weeks, we did whatever. Translations are done by August. If we did that, you guys had some version of that, and this didn't work. We fast forward a couple months, and like you still were having translations problems. What do you think we'd be missing? Maybe you know your business better than me. What do you think we'd be missing? This is where they go, no, that would be incredible. Go. Great. They close themselves. I'm going to double close them. That's great, but like, it's now really the right time to be looking at something like this. So where they go, no, we definitely should. Like, don't push me away. Reverse psychology. No, we definitely should sign up for this. Then you go, okay, cool. Next steps are this. Do you want to get started? And often what I'll do is I skip the signing and go right onto onboarding. So I'll be like, cool. Do you think, would this, what we missing? Nothing. But should we really do this now? This feels like maybe you guys do this in the future. No, definitely now. All right, cool. Well, like it's a couple $100 a month, and we'll go from, I'll send a contract your way. We'll go back and forth in the contracting. That said, when would you want to have our intake call? Thursday? Cool. So now for me, it's very easy because I have a website you buy. It's a cheap product, right? Oh, but Mike, I have contracts. It has to go through legal, multiple other people. Yeah, fine. So it would still be like, okay, cool. But we'll obviously go through contracting. We'll have to get proposals out and go back and forth and talk about pricing. Maybe it won't even make sense for it. But why don't we get on the calendar? Like when is it reasonable that we could have that initial like audit with the team? Or when is it reasonable we could do a quick download of some of your first couple files? Or when should we have a first conversation with the rest of the team to show them how this works and get them on board? Cool. So now I've skipped to the end state, which is like after the close, after the signing of contract, and I go, awesome, let's talk Thursday. I'll sign the contract, sign, blah, 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 blah. So anyways, I hope this is helpful. You can go back, obviously, to the recording and build this in yourself in Claude or wherever else. Feel free to come to office hours or ask any questions or send me any videos or anything about this, but hope it's put you in the right direction. Later, boys and girls. Ciao.
Thanks, Mike.